Hour on disturbing testimony on the stand in Bowling Green today. Claims about what happened to the body of Crystal Rogers after she was killed. It's been a busy Monday right out of the gate in the second week of the trial. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt. We're also now piecing together more of the night Crystal Rogers disappeared and a better picture of where the Houck brothers were that day, July 3rd, 2015. Well, the Commonwealth's 21st witness is Amber Bowman, Nick Houck's girlfriend at the time of Rogers' disappearance. On the 3rd of July, she said that she and Nick were moving, but Nick Houck was nowhere to be found to help. She told the jury that she called him several times, but his phone was off, something she said was highly unusual. She said Nick did not come home that night. Also on the stand today, a former employee of Brooks Houck who overheard the Lawsons talking. He claims Joseph Lawson said he would bury Crystal with a skid steer and no one would find her. Another witness also disputing Houck's claims that he was with Crystal until midnight. Owen McKinney taking the stand, saying he saw Crystal's car on the side of the Bluegrass Parkway also on the evening of the 3rd of July. Well, the prosecution then poking holes in Houck's defense. Our Shay McAllister is in Warren County, Kentucky, listening to the latest testimony. What comes on top here at 6 o'clock, Shay?
Well, Doug, I've got to say, today was one of those days that hit the Crystal Rogers family very, very hard. A lot of tissue boxes pulled out today, a lot of tears, and more than once, different family members had to actually leave the courtroom just because what they heard today was so graphic. You mentioned some of that with Charlie Girdley. That's the former employee of Brooks Houck. In addition to burying Crystal's body with a skid steer, he alleged today on the stand that Joseph Lawson also said, "We'll pull her teeth and let the hogs do the rest." That was one that was really tough for people to hear. Another thing today that was tough for people to hear was some discussion about a hair found in Anna Whiteside's trunk. Anna Whiteside's, of course, is Brooks and Nick's grandmother. Today on the stand, a forensic specialist testified that they found a hair in Anna Whiteside's trunk, compared it to hairs that were found on Crystal Rogers' hairbrush, and they were very similar in characteristics. Of course, just that imagery of their mother, of their daughter, of their niece being in a trunk, too much for the Ballard family to bear. But the first witness that was on the stand today, a very interesting one, the closest we've gotten to hearing from a Houck family member today, it was Nick Houck's girlfriend. Here's what she had to say. Amber Bowman told the jurors she was nervous when taking the stand Monday morning. Her relationship with Nick Houck, an unindicted co-conspirator in the Crystal Rogers case, ended years ago, but they were together almost a decade, including the weekend Crystal disappeared.
My girlfriend.
What's her name?
Amber Bowman.
Bowman testified that they were moving on Friday, July 3rd, but Nick Houck wasn't helping. She said, that morning Nick said he was going to help Brooks at a rental property, and that created tension because we had a lot to do. She said she tried to call him multiple times, 15 to be exact, according to phone records, and that every call went to voicemail. She said she never saw him that day. He didn't come home that night, and the next morning she found his phone at their new property. It was either turned off or dead, she told the jurors. Prosecutor Shane Young asked, was it typical behavior for Nick for his phone to be off for 24 hours? She answered, no. She told the jurors Nick eventually showed up later that morning, and when she asked where he had been, he told her he had been doing work at the new house. She told the jurors she didn't notice any work had been done. Brooks Houck's attorney Brian Butler also had questions for Bowman, asking if sometimes Nick worked late at night, and she said yes. Then Butler said, when he did come home, he didn't show up covered in blood or anything. She said no. Or covered in mud like he was digging in the ground, Butler asked. Again, she answered no. And an interesting question from the jury today. They wanted to ask Amber, when you found that phone, Nick's phone that was left in the house they were moving into, did you ask him, why did you put it there? How did it get there? She said she did ask, and he did not have an answer. In Warren County, I'm Shay McAllister, WHAS 11 on your side.